Shalom, shalom. Before I say anything, I want to give all honor and glory and praise to the creator of heaven and earth, the one that has no beginning and no end, and his beloved and begotten son, called Halayalam Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakatham, meaning bless you in Paleo Hebrew, and shalom to the elder men and brothers that's putting out lessons and going out on the streets to bring back in the sheep in these last days, and shalom to the brothers and few women and children that's listening in silence as the scripture says to do. May the blessing of election be upon your household. I want to speak on these gas prices. Look at this. Chevron, almost $9 for one gallon of gas. Like, that's crazy. And where I'm at, gas is almost $6 in California, all right? So what we need to be paying attention to is these gas prices and these oil prices is what's going on in the East. Because without gas, you won't be able to go to work. Kids won't be able to go to school. Food won't come in. And a whole bunch of other things that has to do with people needing gas. And when we see this and the gold prices going up, silver prices going up, America cannot sustain itself. They're in a $40 trillion debt. And a lot of the countries have actually came into an alliance to bring this price down. And not only do we have sleeper cells here too, that's going to get busy. If they don't get busy, America is going to create the boogeyman like they always do. And I done had talks with my pops because he like to watch the news or whatever. But I tell him, don't watch the news too much. You need to watch reliable sources. And not only that, you need to actually get into your word and understand what times we are in, all right? Because without gas, a lot of things won't happen. Without oil, I didn't even know that oil is inside of the gadgets that we use, all right? I just learned that today. You know, it's never too late to learn something new. That's why we in the truth. We learn and we teach each other, all right? But these gas prices, if this gas go up to $10, $12, $13, you're going to have to decide rent, gas, and other little things. You ain't going to be able to pay for. You cannot sustain yourself with a $10, $12 a gallon gas. So when we see these things, we need to pay attention to these things because the Most High told us that a lot of this stuff is going to happen. This is going to lead to the full-fledged, blown Jacob's trouble, all right? It's going to lead to that. You know, once people are not able to sustain themselves with certain things, they start to mentally go crazy. You remember in 2020 when they told you to take that jump shot, had you in the house getting fat, watching reruns, breathing in the mask, breathing your own air back through your nose, all right? So it's nothing for these people to create something else, something similar to that, all right? So I got a video that I want you to hear, and this the man that's speaking, he said a mouthful, and I don't even really think he know it. He might know it, but he don't know it. But he said a mouthful, and he is talking real scriptural. So I'm going to get this video, and I'm going to go into a couple of scriptures, and then I'm going to play the video again after, because some people like to hear stuff, but they need to listen to things. You need to listen. You can hear stuff, but you need to listen. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other. Let it stay in your mind. You need to be meditating. You need to watch as well as pray, as the scriptures tell us to do. All right, so I'm going to play this video and listen. Listen. Don't just hear them. Listen, all right? So let me play the video. Hold on. Wait a minute. Salakia.
This attack is a pretext. This attack is what's going to give this administration the excuse to implement martial law and cancel elections here in this country. Be on guard, citizens of America. If you believe that our leadership is capable of what is in those Epstein files, you'll understand that they're capable of doing a lot worse to adults, to we the people. My prediction is as follows. Within the next month, there will be an attack. Despite whatever you hear or see, the lives of those American men and women who will perish in that attack will be at the hands of this administration. They will institute martial law, they will cancel the midterm elections, and drag this out through the next election cycle when 2028 rolls around, thus consolidating their power for years to come. Wake up, America. This is our wake-up call. Be safe. Be prepared. A storm is coming, the likes of which this country's never seen before. Has begun.
See that? See, he said a mouthful right there. And I want you to listen and I want you to hear what he said. That's why I'm going to play it again after I'm done with what I'm doing so you can hear and listen to him again. But I want to go into some scriptures because we are living out prophecy right now. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has always gave us the warning. It's just that we are a stiff-necked people and we don't want to listen. We want to be out here in America and enjoy and live in the land of mirth and party and bullshit. But when things like this really start happening, we are not paying attention. So when it comes and punches in the face like a Mike Tyson punch and we knocked out and we trying to get up, you can't get up because your ass wasn't listening. All right? You know, sometimes you need to just sit back, be quiet, and listen. You don't even need to say nothing. Don't even put up no comments in the comment board, on the comment section or nothing. Just shut up and listen, all right? I do the same thing. I don't always leave comments and say certain stuff to brothers. I might say shalom or whatever, but I like to listen. I've always been a man of listening and learning. And that's what a lot of y'all need to do. Shut the fuck up and listen and learn, all right? That's best. All right? So, I wanted to go into 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Read this whole chapter. Read the whole book of Esdras. Read the first book and the second book. But I'm just going to cut and go to something because of the video that we had listened to. That man was actually speaking biblical, but he didn't speak the biblical words. So I'm going to speak it for him. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and we're going to start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And now we know that people now ain't fighting with swords in their hands, but the sword is the modern day gun. You know, your Dracos, your 9mm, your whatever type of gun that you got going on. And you can see in the world that people are standing up and fighting not only against each other, but they're fighting against their government, the people that they trust, the people that said that they gonna do the right thing and make sure that other people prosper. If you look over the world right now, everybody is going crazy. And if you come back to Babylon in America, people are going on strikes. They going against the police. They got Ice Cube out here killing people, Mason people. Everybody is going crazy. So that's the people standing up and fighting against another, and they standing up with their swords, which is the modern day gun, all right? And we're going to go to verse 16. For there shall be sedition going against the government amongst men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See? You see that? Ain't nobody listening to the government no more. You know, you got other old people that just like to, you know, look at propaganda or whatever, but you got some people that kind of have that they conscious a little bit in their spirit to where they sick and tired of this shit. I'm sick and tired of it, so I know the people that ain't even in the truth, when you see them standing up and fighting not only against one another, but they not even regarding their kings nor their princes. Those are the people that are in power. They not listening to them anymore. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. So when a black swan event happen, or if Iran get busy, or even if Iran don't get busy, America always creates the boogeyman. They have been known for that for years. I keep telling my pops that when you watch the news, you can't really believe those people, because America will tell you one thing and they will create the boogeyman to go in to start war, and that's exactly what's happening now. I ain't saying that those sleeper cells ain't here and they don't want to get busy, but America will create the boogeyman to go in to start trouble. They always did that. We need to know that. These are devils. Devil means deceiver. These people have been deceiving us from day one. Okay? All right? Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, the modern day gun or the weapons, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's letting you know, if gas gets too high and there's not enough product here because the trucks can't bring in the product, people are going to start licking their chops and looking at your house and trying to invade your house for your goods. You see, it says right here, I'm going to read it again. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, your goods in your house, because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation, because Jacob's trouble was coming. All right. It tells us that in verse 18, if you see it. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Why? Jacob's trouble. Because Jacob's trouble is going to be like a time that never, ever existed, or it never happened before. All right. Jacob's trouble is not going to only be trouble for Jacob, but it's going to be trouble for the whole world. You know? We the chosen. The hopeful elect is the chosen. And we gonna have to go through the tribulations and trials too. But it's gonna come upon the whole world. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. You hear that? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You know? And what Jake don't understand is that the wicked don't like you. They never have and they never will. You know? So we need to be circumspect and watching as well as praying, or praying is watching as well as praying, you know what I'm saying? Because things are really about to get serious out here. Just because you can go to McDonald's and get your double cheeseburger or your Big Mac, you shouldn't be eating McDonald's, the people food anyway. You can go get your latte from Starbucks and go get your donut holes, and all of that is about to shut down. I just showed you them gas prices is almost up to $10. A lot of places ain't gonna even be able to be sustained because the gas is gonna be so high. And the trucker, remember last time when the gas started getting high, the truckers parked on the side of the road and went on the strike. They wasn't bringing in no food and stuff to the gas stations like that. And now at this time, it's even more serious for now, because of what's going on over there in the East. And Iran is not going to let up. See, Iran knows that they need to destroy America from the inside. They know that they can't shoot no missiles over here, but they got sleeper cells. They got a million Iranians in the United States right now. And once they get that call, it's going to be a problem. And people don't understand that. You know? America does business with other countries. You see, we buy a lot of stuff. We don't sell nothing. We buyers. We not sellers. We go consume and buy shit. They got us in the hamster wheel. They tax us on our checks. They tax us at the end of the year. They tax us for food. They tax us for everything. You got a social security number. You got a driver's license number. You ain't nothing but goyim to them. That means cattle. You ain't nothing but a number to them. All right? So I wanted to go to What is it? Daniel chapter 12. Daniel 12 and 1. Because the archangel Michael is going to have to stand up for the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, the 1/3 and the 144. It's going to get so bad out here that you're going to be seeing things that you ain't never seen in your life. You're going to be almost walking over dead bodies and seeing a whole bunch of craziness out here that you ain't never seen before. And that's why we need to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai to ask him for spiritual strength. You know, we gonna need to be spiritually strengthened in Jacob's trouble, because we gonna see things that have never happened before. And a lot of you women, I ain't talking about the women in the truth, but if you ain't got a man or a husband in the truth, a lot of y'all Eves, we already can imagine what's gonna happen when there's no 911, when you can't go nowhere, you don't have no man in the house, you got kids, the baby daddy don't want to deal with you. The scriptures even tell you that a lot of y'all women are gonna be the prize. Y'all gonna get ravished, okay? So it would behoove you, small portion of women that's in the truth, to not only pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but to be obedient to him so you can get the hell out of here in the day of death and destruction, fire and worms, okay? Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael the archangel stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. See, it didn't say the world, it said thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. What's trouble? Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. That's the 144 to 1/3, the hopeful elect. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. Which book? The book of life. Okay? So we need to be not only meditating on these scriptures, we need to be praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for protection. All right? Because that's the only protection that we got. We don't need to fear nothing. We don't need to fear death. We don't need to fear these Edomites. We don't need to fear the Iranians. What we need to fear is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's it. Don't be scared of nothing else. Pray to the Lord for protection and spiritual strength, all right, in these times that we're headed in, because Jacob's trouble is coming. The signs are there. The gas, the oil, the way the people acting, the way the Edomites, the people in the house is acting. I mean, the writing is on the wall. The scriptures is jumping off of the pages. Okay, trust me. Okay. And what you should be doing is reading this Psalms 91 and Matthew 6 and 9 on down, the Lord's Prayer, because we gonna need Yahweh Shem Yahushai in these troubling and dying times that we are in. You know, we don't want to get caught with our pants down. You know, we want to be protected in these times. And I wanted to get Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him I will trust. We need to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare and the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. What is the noisome pestilence? That's the nuclear destruction when it hit. When the missiles hit, and you see them chariots, you see them clouds, the mushroom clouds hitting. A lot of y'all people ain't gonna be able to get up out of that. But verse 4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thou trust his truth. See, we need to trust in the truth. Read Psalms. Is it Psalms 119? I think Psalms 119. Trust in his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. If you got a shield and you in war, what do you use your shield for? You use it for protection. That's why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushai for protection. You got to pray. If you got to fast, Keep the laws to the best of your ability, even though the laws ain't gonna save us, but the laws keep us in straightly. It keep us from not doing things other ways of this world. All right? Faith is a gift. Faith is not given to everybody. It's only given to a chosen few people. All right? We need Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai as our shield and our buckler. So you should be reading Psalms 91 every single day. We should be giving the Most High at least a couple of hours, if not more, of our time. We give everything in this world our time, but we need to start giving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai more time. Read, listen to your audio, listen to your videos, pray, do whatever you got to do to make sure you stay on the right-hand side of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right? Because things are really heating up. It's getting serious, and we are at the doorstep of Jacob's trouble. Because when the lights go out, or when the gas go out, and people can't eat, and they can't do certain things, they're going to go to drastic measures. All right? So, yeah. Listen to this man again.
Has begun. Mark well what I'm about to tell you.
Listen to him again. Listen.
Has begun. Mark well what I'm about to tell you. This attack is a pretext. This attack is what's going to give this administration the excuse to implement martial law and cancel elections here in this country. Be on guard, citizens of America. If you believe that our leadership is capable of what is in those Epstein files, you'll understand that they're capable of doing a lot worse to adults, to we the people. My prediction is as follows. Within the next month, there will be an attack on American soil that will take the lives of American men and women. That attack will be blamed on Iran, but the truth is far more sinister. It will be a false flag attack. Despite whatever you hear or see, the lives of those American men and women who will perish in that attack will be at the hands of this administration. They will institute martial law, they will cancel the midterm elections, and drag this out through the next election cycle when 2028 rolls around, thus consolidating their power for years to come. Wake up, America. This is our wake-up call. Be safe, be prepared. A storm is coming, the likes of which this country's never seen before.
See that? So, watch as well as pray and repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And to the next one, I say shalom.